Mitch says, my girlfriend still wants you to cycle through the Netherlands, by the way. Maybe one day I'll pick up the challenge again. The reason why I haven't completed that, I think I also told you that in the video right there. The reason why I didn't complete it was because I was very ill prepared. Uh, I prepared for 2 months, but one of the things that I discovered were like I thought it would be a fun personal trip. I thought it would be a fun camping trip. I would be cool. I thought it would be a great way for me to edit and record at the same time. And I thought I would be able to bike like between 40 and 80 kilometers every single day. That doesn't really work all that well. And I thought it would be fun to do it all by myself. So what I would do going forward, I would actually like to do something like this again. I would like to do this trip again. But then basically I would shorten the day length, so I would probably not do it in 10 days. Or maybe if I do it in 10 days, I would not do it camping. Because one of the problems with camping was that I would have to spend 4 hours every day, like breaking up the tent, setting up the tent. And combine that with, like, basically the first day, this day right here. This day right here, I woke up at 5 a.m., basically. 5:30. And I was gone, I was away from the campsite at like 8. And that was just me waking up immediately, like packing things up, getting breakfast, getting up here. This right here was actually recorded. I think I showed the time. I recorded this segment first, by the way, just because like that was to me like, hey, if I get that done, I don't have to stop around here anymore. So I recorded this segment first, and then I came here.
In the morning. Sign is right over there. It's now June 26th, 11:25 in the morning.
So yeah, this right here was me going to the start point after having been awake for about 6 hours, and we're only here at the start point, and I still have to bike like 70 kilometers. I was like, shoot. Okay, well, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's 11 in the morning, so I get all the way here. This right here is 7:30. So 7:30, I'm only here, and then I still need to get to my campsite, and my campsite was actually gonna close at 7. Luckily, I was still able to get a spot, but then I had to get my tent up. This right here was a little tent I was sleeping in. It was a really great tent. Like this tent right here, I would really recommend. I mean, like for my 1 out of 1 experience, it sets up really well. It's really spacious. It's very light. So I really enjoyed staying in this tent. But yeah, I would have to go and set up this tent like at 7:30 again at night, and then I would spend 2 hours setting it up, and then it is like 9:30, and I still have to get dinner, and then I had to go to the shops because everything else was closed. It was kind of like an outdoor, like, well, what would you call it? It's kind of a rural area, so you had to go to the stores, get to the stores, get whatever was left in the supermarket because the shelves weren't entirely stocked, and then go and try and make something on like your one little like fire pit. That is rough. So I would love to do this again, but I would probably not camp. And if I would camp, I would have someone with me to go and put the tent up for me, like get in the fan, drive with a fan with me, and then just like put up the tent somewhere for me so I can do that more easy. And I would probably want to do it together with someone. But the thing here is just that basically it's right now, this thing was a major investment of time, a major investment of money, and was it entirely worth it regarding the channel size and the channel revenue? Absolutely not. This right here was full on a passion project because I wanted to do something big again, because everything I've done over the last couple of years was all just like the same sort of iterative, oh, let me do another stream about a game, let me do another stream about a video, let me do another stream about, whatever, let me do another video about a game, let me do another video about this. And I wanted to do something that was a little bit more challenging, that would put me out there, and this right here was that. This was a passion project, and maybe as a way to open up avenues to maybe do something more like this in the future. I have some experience in this, but on my own, as the channel is now, I don't know how fast I can afford to do another one of these. Because, it's like, yeah, it is expensive in both time and money. Mitchell says, if you ever need this place to stay in Drenthe, let me know. Actually, I was gonna go for Drenthe as well. This right here was actually my route. So I started out all the way here in the border, and I moved through here, and then got a little like ferry here. And when I got here, it was already about, God, it was already about like 1 or 2, like I think 2 in the afternoon, or maybe 3. It was like later in the afternoon. I was like, shit, I really gotta make this, because this right here is still quite a bit. I was only halfway here, so I really sped up through here. This right here was a really rough point. I was so tired here. And then I gotta go through here, and this right here was like the last bit of film that I had to shoot before, like at the end there. So this right here was a really long bit, and then that's where I stayed, and I was tired. So then the next day I biked all the way up to here, and that's where I stayed at. And the second day I didn't record at all. I didn't record the second day at all because I was so tired from the first day. I couldn't really do my pieces to camera anymore. I was like, okay, screw it. This right here is just going to be a 1 day pod because I was actually going to do a second day that was going to go through from here all the way to there. That was going to be my like one of the days that I was going to travel. That was going to be 80 kilometers because there wasn't really a good like campsite over here, and otherwise I would have to do a campsite over here, which was like 30 or something kilometers. I was like, let me take the further one. But yeah, I was like, the moment I did this, I was like, this was only 70, and I'm already broken. I'm not going to be able to do that. So that's why I decided second day I'm not going to do anything, and then here I'm just going to make it about TwitchCon, and we'll do that as a separate video. And then we did TwitchCon, and then we went home to Amsterdam again. So that's right there was like, that right there was like what I did. I should have done like more. But yeah, I was gonna go here. I like this region right here. There were some very interesting points, and I was gonna continue on and end up over there. So yeah, I do want to do this route again maybe at some point because I thought it was a really cool one. A theme says, are these spots open to simply sleep at for public or fit this event specifically? So the campsite right here, you can't just sleep everywhere in Holland. Basically, when it comes to tenting, you have to book at a campsite. But what you do have at a campsite, you always have of these they call them trekking spots. Basically, it's like if you're alone with your tent, or you're with two people and a tent on the bikes, and the only thing that you need is just like a pitch to throw your tent down. Basically, every campsite can accommodate you. Though then again, I was a bit more of a tough customer. I was a bit more of a tough customer because my problem was like I needed to have internet to upload my videos because I thought I was going to upload videos. I need to have electricity so I could make my videos. So I was a bit more tough of a customer, so I'd always booked a spot there. In hindsight, that was rough because that meant that I couldn't miss anything. Because if I missed my campsite and I said like fuck it, I can't make this campsite today, I'm gonna stay at this other one, then the next one would be even further the next day. So that was something that was quite annoying. But yeah, I do really enjoy the camping. So that right there was the Writing Dutch special, basically. I really enjoyed shooting this. I would love to do more about this. The problem is that they're high production videos, and I haven't really found a good groove to do them on a regular basis. So like I would love to do one around San Diego. I have some time around San Diego, but I haven't really found a good premise for it yet. Like there isn't all that much in San Diego where I'm like, oh man, I could really do a little piece around that. So like for instance, right here, I had of course, this right here was a village that was completely destroyed in the Second World War and had a lot of like old military buildings. So I could base that around there. It's like, oh yeah, the wars had happened, and then oh yeah, we have the Atlantic Wall, so you could tie that together, and then you could tie that into fighting the sea because like we're crossing the sea, so we're talking about sea land, and I was gonna get some fish to eat around the sea, so the sea take, but the sea also give. So we take this fish, and then we move forward, and then we go to this right here, the ultimate defense barrier, and this right here was just going to be a little bit more about the defense thing, the war, the seas, and then moving forward, we were going to be having some things about nature and some things around interesting reclaiming projects around like how the Netherlands reclaimed a lot of land and all that sort of stuff. So there was going to be some interesting themes around that. I haven't really found that much around San Diego yet where I'm like, oh man, that's super exciting, other than me just retelling the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, San Diego was founded here and this right here was that. It's like, I don't really want to do that. I think it's fun if you have that as like a side thing, but there needs to be a main objective. However, my main objective right now is to be at TwitchCon. And that's something that I've already done with Rotterdam. And I feel like I haven't really done enough in the meantime to be like, oh guys, I'm at TwitchCon again. What is a TwitchCon San Diego? That just feels like I've become the TwitchCon guy, and that wasn't even the most popular video, so